Hola peeps, welcome back to the series Tainted Love, in which I count down the days to Valentine's Day by sharing my favorite 14 romantic horror films. But however, as we've gone through this series, we have had films that I shared with you that were not romantic love, right? We had a bromance, we had brotherly love, and today, for day 11, we're doing the love of a mother, which because there's no other love quite like it. And this was surprisingly difficult to choose out of all the films that I've seen in this with this subgenre, you know, a mother's love in the horror genre. It was very difficult to choose one because watching the lengths of that a mother will go to for her child, seeing the incredible strength that she taps into that she never knew that she had, and then adding that to the horror and suspense genre, you get a movie that's just like off the rails. Like The Pact, The Binding, The Firstborn, right? It was really hard to choose which movie I was going to want to highlight for you guys today. And the movie I'm going with is The White Coffin, which is out of Spain from 2016 or 18, I believe. And the reason I went with this movie above the other ones is because this is the state I was in at the end of that movie. You guys fucking pissed me off. Really, this is how you're gonna end it? You guys. Just absolutely devastated. Just thinking about it is giving me flashbacks. So let's get into this. So The White Coffin follows Veronica, who is separating from her husband. And she's moved out, and her daughter are going to another town to live happily ever after. They make a pit stop in a gas station that looks more like a mini mart gas station. Like there's restaurants, like, you know, like a truck stop gas station. And while she's on the phone, someone snatches her daughter. Okay, so right off the bat, we're like, oh my fucking god, right? And so she sees a tow truck zipping off, and her daughter is banging on the back glass, "Mom, help me!" And so she jumps in her little Honda Accord and she gives chase. This tow truck runs her off the road, and in the ensuing car accident, Veronica ends up dying. So like right at the beginning of the movie, right? Like, now what do we do? The mom is dead. Like, how? What? And so then later, the next scene is we see her waking up in a coffin. She's like banging on the coffin. She's like, "I'm down here, don't bury me." And so they dig her up and they tell her, "Yeah, you were dead, but we've brought you back to life, and we're gonna give you 3 days to save your kid." So she doesn't even have enough time to process the fact that they told her she was dead and that they brought her back to life. All she wants to do is save her kid, obviously. So they give her a map and they tell her, along this path, you'll find clues. There are things that you need to do, but your ultimate goal is to get a white coffin and bring it back to where the X marks the spot on the map. So off she goes, right? And if things can't get any worse, they do, because we find out there are 2 other moms in her same predicament who have been given maps, who have, all of them have been like tasked to get this white coffin, and there's only one. So the women start to fight each other the way you would expect them to, because they're all trying to save their kids. And so as if like ripping off our nails and sitting on the edge of the seats is not enough for the people who wrote this film, they up the ante by changing the rules a little bit. So there's this scene where all the women are at the same location and their phone rings, and on the other end of the phone is their children screaming out in anguish. So that like ratchets it up, right? But then the rules changed. They said, in order to save your kid, you have to sacrifice one of the others. And so at first, all of the moms are like, fuck you, we're not doing that. But each time they get a phone call with their kids screaming on the other end of the line, the maternal instincts take over, and they are willing to do whatever's necessary to save their own child. And under this much pressure, hearing their kids crying out for their mom, hearing them being intentionally hurt, morality goes out the door, right? Because like now it is just like primal motherly instinct on to save their kids. And this is how this film unfolds itself. It moves a million miles per hour. You can barely catch your breath. The ending, this ending is not really for the faint of heart. Like the things that these moms were willing to do to save their kids under the circumstances is understandable. And there was even a time where two of the moms tried to band together and change the rules so that both their kids could live, but that didn't go according to plan, and so they had to go back to like the primal, brutal, unhinged violence that is required to win what we are led to believe is some twisted game, right? But we find out that these women are being forced to participate in a ritual. Out of all of the horror films that I've seen regarding a mother's love, this has to be the most brutal because of the things that they're forcing these women to do, because of how desperate they are. The facilitators of this really used how much they love their children, and they used it against them. And given the circumstances, these women had no choice but to do everything that they could to save their kids. Like they had to do everything that they could to save their kids. And like I said, there's only one white coffin, so not all the moms win, right? And it's incredibly brutal, you know. That's all I can think to say about this movie. Like seeing the things that these women were like forced to do. Like you can see them like struggling with like, do I really want to do this? And then of course the love of your kid kicks in, and they don't have a choice, right? And the price that had to be paid for the things that they were doing, the ending, which is just like some rotten demented cherry on top of this fucking madness of a movie. Like this is not for the faint of heart. Like I have to tell you that, because the ending, like after everything, the ending, right? So you guys, I haven't seen this movie on any of the streaming services, not even Tubi, but it is free on YouTube. So I think you just type in the White Coffin full movie and it'll pop up. You guys check out this trailer and let me know. I hope that you guys watch like all of the movies. If you haven't seen any of the ones that I'm sharing with you, I hope that you guys watch them all, but I especially want you to watch this one if you can handle it. Again, this movie is absolutely brutal. It's absolutely brutal. So I'm gonna let you guys go check out the trailer. And before you guys go though, if you haven't already, like I love being stalked, I'm a hopeless romantic, but let's make it official. Go ahead and subscribe, follow, and share, comment down below. If you have a different film that you think that should be on this countdown list, let me know. And yeah, you guys, this is day 11 of the Tainted Love Countdown to Valentine series. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It's been a blast, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Ciao.
Thank you.